Hello, TADHack Mini Phoenix 2020. It's a quick self-introduction. My name is Allan Jackson, and I'm here to give you a quick briefing on the St. Mary's Food Finder Flutter app. It's put together for the TADHack Mini Phoenix 2020 Hackathon, and provides all the functionality that the nonprofit's website has. And it makes it available as a mobile app device. So anyway, I'll go through the slides now here. The St. Mary's app is intended to augment the existing nonprofit organization website. In Arizona today, there's free cell phone, voice, and text available to qualified low-income households and individuals. The phones that are issued free of charge include a baseline service package from Assurance Wireless. They can be used for personal and business purposes, and new guidelines allow for separate users that live in the same address, so that folks that are in homeless shelters and nursing homes can each have independent communication. The reason I generated the Flutter web app was to give those lower income households access to St. Mary's websites. Those baseline plans also exist for low-income housing and individuals. The Flutter app has been tested on Android today. That's 2/1/2020, and I'll sideload it and test it tomorrow on one of those Assurance Wireless phones that belongs to one of the lower-income folks in our neighborhood tomorrow. That's Sunday, the closing day of the hackathon. So the reason that this is generated in Flutter, of course, is because it is supposed to run on both Android and iPhones. It's Google's mobile cross-platform development language, and the development IDs that I used on it are Android Studio and also VS Code. The Android emulation you can see on these two slides shown here, that the functionality that it's displayed. Oops, sorry. That's Alexa, I guess. Anyway, the capabilities of the app is that it gives St. Mary's Food Finder, allows folks to get all the functionality of the NPO website, which is to locate food resources by postal zip code and map the route from where they're located at any given time to the resources. That allows them to register for everything that's on the websites via keyboards that pop up in the application. It's not a web browser. It's only set up to go directly to the St. Mary's website and the Arizona Food Bank affiliated links. So it's not to be confused with a standard web browser. It's dedicated. Future development and upgrades that it needs is a progress bar. A rotator should be added during web navigation, so that on slower phones, people understand that it hasn't frozen up, but it's in fact transitioning. The splash screen should be added with the nonprofit information on it. Some NPO logos should be incorporated as application icons so that people realize it's a food app when they're clicking on it. The NPO logos and artwork should be added throughout the application itself. I think you actually need permission from the nonprofit to do such a thing. The mobile device orientation should be focused a little bit more. It depends on the device it's being used on, whether or not you can turn it landscape as well as portrait mode. It should be tested and verified on iPhones, I don't have access to any of those right now, so I can't really test it very well. And I would normally open this to questions, but this is a remote submission. The application resource has actually been saved already on my GitHub repository. You'll see that here. That's https github.com ajax 6255 St. Mary's Food Finder.git. My email is allan.jackson6255@gmail.com, and you see my cell phone down below there. And that's a presentation. Thank you very much.